In virtually any configuration, Kill Bill's place in the cinematic firmament, and in pop culture at large, has long been certified. Uma Thurman's bride, Lucy Liu's O-Ren Ishii, Sonny Chiba's swordmaker, Hattori Hanzo, Tomoyasu Hotei's Battle Without Honor or Humanity, and many more elements constantly inspire and influence, or are otherwise impersonated, sampled, or copied. Such a footprint comes as little surprise. Quentin Tarantino's writing and directing is so rich and vivid that audiences have much to discover from even the 10th or 50th watch. Surely a longer version would be even better, right? As a person whose viewings probably count closer to 50, I'm not sure, at least in the way it's being presented in 2025. Decadus 5 marks the official release of Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, a mythical extended cut that reunites the separately released volumes 1 and 2 and adds almost 25 minutes of material. Gratifying as it may be to see the film on the big screen almost 20 years after its initial release, Tarantino's bloody, operatic tale of revenge felt so expertly assembled in its original incarnation that the new footage cannot help but feel a little bit superfluous. The fact that part of this new storytelling involves a partnership with Fortnite, reported earlier this year, will likely trigger get-off-my-lawn responses from many longtime fans. Yet, Tarantino not only approved but was actively involved in that section's creation, drawing the story and its new character, Gogo Yubari's sister Yuki, from his original script. Admittedly, this only screens in theaters after the proper end of the film, so it's the sort of canon that you can pretty easily ignore. On the other hand, the filmmaker's interconnected Tarantinoverse only invites you to think about how it fits into the multi-chapter story he'd originally written. And even there, it feels unnecessary. Supposedly, this showdown with Yuki was to take place after the bride defeated Vernita Green. The script's nimble leaps forwards and backwards in time notwithstanding, how meaningful would it have felt in 2003 to watch the sister of a secondary character seek revenge if we hadn't even met her sibling? Even knowing now who Gogo is, the sequence doesn't elicit any great feelings. But in Tarantino's non-linear style, I may be getting ahead of myself. Without its post-credit Fortnite digression, The Whole Bloody Affair is as much of a masterpiece as it was as two parts of a whole, just one that's slightly overstuffed. And if only for those who haven't ever seen the film, it makes a thrilling improvement by removing a key line of dialogue, in the process preserving a massive, emotional surprise that occurs during the bride's final confrontation with Bill. The other changes are fun, but not quite as impactful. The showdown at the House of Blue Leaves is now in color rather than in black and white, and throws in a few extra dismemberments to really drive home the carnage. The most intriguing change is the expansion of O-Ren Ishii's origin story, which was drawn by venerated Ghost in the Shell Animation House Production IG during the original making of the film. This footage is truly new. It didn't even appear in the celluloid copy of The Whole Bloody Affair Tarantino has occasionally screened over the last decade and a half at his Los Angeles theater, the New Beverly. It unfortunately does not make its transition to contemporary big-screen image resolution standards, as well as the footage that Lionsgate, the film's current rights holders, have preserved over the years in Kill Bill's various home video upgrades. It's possible this material will look better on a smaller screen, but it ends up looking slightly unfinished in theaters. In the larger context of the film, the story it tells also feels less essential, focusing on O-Ren's pursuit of Pretty Riki, the ruthless henchman of her parents' murderer, Boss Matsumoto. Better, but not unlike the Fortnite footage, it's cool, but not materially additive. What lingers after watching the film in its most complete form, however, is the fact that it's so thoughtfully written, brilliantly constructed, and beautifully acted. One imagines that breaking the film in two may have scuttled its chances of earning Uma Thurman a Best Actress nomination, but 20-plus years on, she deserves that recognition more than ever, conveying the character's strength, resilience, and determination, but also her incredible vulnerability. The character's motherhood, lost and regained, is more than a narrative device to add drama. It's a powerful,